Tonight, disorder in the House. A new senator splits with his party and Jackie Lambie caught up in the citizenship crisis.
A guilty plea in a 3-decade-old Hunter murder mystery.
The dramatic arrest of 2 men over a New South Wales crime spree.
And new nights, high-profile signings Aidan Guerra and Kalen Ponga step out in red and blue.
This is NBN News with Paul Lobb and Natasha Beyersdorf.
Good evening. They're elected to lead the country, but after farcical scenes in Canberra today, even some MPs are openly questioning whether our parliament has become a laughingstock. As new senators were sworn in, one sensationally split from his party, and there could be more citizenship resignations to come.
Honourable Senators, His Excellency the Governor-General.
Peter Cosgrove swearing in senators to replace 3 already disqualified.
Admit the senator.
In the Philippines, the Prime Minister is attempting to project power on the world stage, meeting with US President Donald Trump at a crucial regional summit. But Malcolm Turnbull's grip on the top job is looking far less secure after new devastating poll numbers.
For an American president that has a beef with world trade,
we have deficits with almost everybody.
It's a murder case that's gone unsolved for more than 30 years. But tonight, we finally know what happened to Hunter woman Elizabeth Betty Dixon. A man today pleaded guilty to being involved in her death. The court accepting his version of events, that another man committed the crime, all because Ms Dixon called him old.
For 35 years, Rodney Lawrence had a secret.
A red P-plate motorcyclist is recovering in hospital following an accident on the Oxley Highway at West Tamworth this afternoon. It's believed the 21-year-old was approaching the roundabout at the intersection of Durai Road and the Oxley Highway when he lost control of the bike and crashed. He was treated on scene by paramedics before being transported to Tamworth Hospital with minor injuries.
Multi-million-dollar upgrades to Farrer Memorial Agricultural High School have been put out to tender. It'll see dormitories refurbished and a whole new technology and applied sciences building for the students.
Things are set to change for students who board at Farrer as new works are put out to tender.
The first pre-polling booth will open in Armidale tomorrow, and Labor is wasting no time in campaigning for early votes. Shadow Infrastructure Minister Anthony Albanese was in Tamworth today, the party committing to making the region's roads safer.
Another day on the election trail and another Labor heavyweight rolls into the country music capital.
New lights and new opportunities are ahead for Tamworth's Gipp Street sporting fields. The state government and Tamworth Regional Council earmarked almost $300,000 to see lighting installed at Cross Park, with the ability to host up to semi-professional competitions.
Coming up, police find $6 million in cocaine hidden in Spanish tiles.
To a developing story now, and a surfer is in hospital following a shark attack on the Central Coast. Just before 4 p.m, the 25-year-old man was bitten and knocked off his board at Avoca Beach.
He was about 30 metres off the water's edge itself, catching a wave, paddled in, put his right hand in to do a stroke with the paddle, and then he's got hit by a shark with 3 lacerations and tooth marks.
Now to Gavin Morris for a quick look at the weather. And Gav, what can we expect this week?
Well, it's going to be warm, Tash. Those onshore winds are going to continue, and we've got some rain that's going to develop. A few showers about across most of northern New South Wales, southern Queensland. It'll be fine across the Greater Hunter and Central Coast, but by the time we get to the end of the week, we're going to have increased shower and periods of rain, particularly inland, with a few more storms as well. And it's likely to affect the up-and-coming weekend for most of the broadcast region. So a close look at all of your local details happening a little later in the bulletin.
To finance now, and Horizon Holdings, Australia's biggest rail freight operator, is in talks to acquire the Wiggins Island coal export terminal. Brisbane-based Horizon would take over the Queensland facility as part of its wider deal. Its shares ended the day flat. The All Ordinaries fell 7 points, dragged lower by 2 ASX heavyweights, Westpac and ANZ, trading ex-dividend. To the commodities, and both gold and oil are trading stronger, while the Aussie dollar is buying 76 56.63 US cents and close to 66 euro cents. Over to sport now with Kate Haberfield.
And Kate, it's been a big day for the Knights.
Sure was. Two of their big signings arrived. Thanks, team. Coming up after the break, the veteran and the rising star, Aidan Guerra and Kalen Ponga, step out in red and blue. And Tim Cahill prepared to put his body on the line in Wednesday's World Cup qualifier. He's got the weight of expectation on his young shoulders, but Kalen Ponga says he doesn't feel it. The highly rated Newcastle Knights signing officially joined the squad today alongside an established big name. The Knights' newest recruits, side by side but years apart in rugby league experience. The Prime Gymnastics Invitational in Singapore has wrapped up and Tamworth gymnasts will return with a swag of medals. In her last ever competition, Julia Hannaford was named overall winner of Division 10 after claiming gold on the beam, silver on floor and a bronze on vault and bars. Winners of yesterday's Armidale Jockey Club meet have shared in the biggest prize pool the track has ever seen. It drew high-calibre horses to the track from as far away as Queensland.
It's not every day the Armidale Jockey Club can boast $250,000 in prize money.
And that's the day in sport.
Thank you, Kate.
Thanks, Kate. Gav has the weather for us next.
Tonight's weather report brought to you by Tridectin. Power up your next drench.
Time now to check the latest on the weather with Gav.
Thank you very much, Tash. Well, we have a brand new week ahead of us and it's going to be an interesting one weather-wise. We've got a little bit of everything on the way in the coming days. First of all, Monday night's weather shot. This is an absolute cracker. It looks like a Tesla experiment here, the way the bolt is reaching out for the mast there. Now, the past 24 hours have been really quite active across the northern tropics of the Territory up to the Tiwi Islands. Some decent falls around Cairns, along the Queensland coast, a little bit for parts of New South Wales and Western Australia as well. It's thanks to all of this scattered, massive cloud, large areas of instability right throughout eastern Australia today. All of this is instability there extending across parts of the northwest, and this is going to just inch a little bit further eastward and moving across the region tomorrow. So we'll have more of this cloud, the showers, and maybe a few storm cells will flare up throughout tomorrow as well. We've got plenty of warmth, no shortage of that, thanks to this slow high. It's taken 2 weeks to move from the Bight into the Tasman. It's going to take another week to clear. While it sits there, that northerly influence continues to draw down the warmth, so more hot air. And then we've got the cloud and instability that is wedged in between these two highs that is slowly going to track in, and we're going to get some rain from that as we move towards the end of the week. So storms right throughout that area of instability extended from Adelaide to the Alice and to the Northern Territory. Perth in the west, all fine, 29. And there's that warmth right throughout the southeast. Some very warm conditions are on the way. Looking at what we had locally, high 20s, Gunnedah, Tamworth, 27 for Barraba, some amazing conditions, beautiful stuff right across the weekend for the region. Armidale topped out at 21 today. 18 for Guyra, but 2021 there for Tenterfield, Inverell 23, and across the Western Plains again up around 29 degrees, where it has been consistently smashing out the high 20s for a solid week now. Now that humidity is down a little bit, but up there over the mountain areas of the Tablelands for Armidale. Looking at conditions for tomorrow. Starting out all fine, but look at this, we've got a little bit of instability moving in. So as I said, all of that instability off to the west of the state's going to move in. So we're going to see a little bit of shower activity, just the clouds are going to get bigger tomorrow. They get fatter and they'll fill up with enough moisture there, and then we'll probably have some isolated shower activity, and I wouldn't mind betting some isolated storms. There's a big area of convergence, you could say. You've got those northerly winds in the morning and then the southerly pushing through, and as those two air masses meet tomorrow, that's why we're going to have that area of instability fire up. Some cloud cover and a few showers after a warm one, around 30 degrees for the Moree Plains. High 20s again right across the northwest from the Liverpool Plains, Upper Hunter to Tamworth, Barraba, Warrielda, up over the slopes to the Tablelands. Again, we're looking at the mid-20s for Inverell and then topping out at around 20 degrees for most locations across New England and the Tablelands, mostly around the 20-21 degree mark, but Gyra in for a top of 19 for your Tuesday. Sun will be up at 5:48 and down at 7:35 as that moon now wanes away. All fine for now, but then that next system is going to come through and we're going to see some rain develop from Friday, Saturday and lingering into Sunday before it begins to clear. Looking at the Tablelands, Armidale, same story, all building Friday into Saturday and then beginning to ease off, but still some scattered falls as we move into early next week. It's a big enough system to produce a little bit also right across the Moree Plains and surrounds. So widespread increased cloud cover and rain developing at the end of the week, affecting the up-and-coming weekend.
Thank you, Gav, and that's our bulletin for this evening.
The Today Show will have the latest headlines from 5:30 in the morning.
From all of us here.
Good night.
Good night.